Stage lights cold as a winter rain. One breath, one prayer, then the world went strange. Crowd froze up when the thunder cracked. Truth on a mic and a life attacked. He talked about hope in a storming land. Bible in the heart and a promise in his hands. But a shadow reached from a coward's perch, cut down a son in the middle of church. And I swear if the tables turned the other way, y'all know there'd be fires in the streets today. But here we stand with candles and a folded flag, begging God for mercy on the road we drag. How dare they steal the breath from a faithful man? How dare they stain the grass where his boots once stand? They call us evil, point at our cross, then pull that trigger and reckon no cost. If it were theirs, there'd be sirens and flames, but we're praying for truth while we whisper his name. Charlie, we ain't letting go of your hand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, Erie County. Here we are, Sunday. Man, what a beautiful Sunday it was. Out and about, doing this, doing that. Brendan and I just tidied up around the house, put all the summer stuff away. Such a sad thing to have to do, to put the umbrellas and most of the chairs away and all the big coolers. Like, that stuff's done and over with. But hey, it's the way it goes. We signed up for this deal when we moved here, and winter, it's here. That's what we did today. I worked on the Hummer a little bit, getting her ready for winter. It's time to upgrade the fire department lights. My other light was getting on the older side, looking kind of. They turn yellow. The plastic turns yellow with all the sun. So found a nice used one. That's what I was hooking up today. I got to finish that tomorrow. Hopefully, it doesn't rain tomorrow. We'll go from there. Well, it is Sunday evening. Boy, it is hard to believe that as it is November and election is literally days away. We're going to have kind of an add-on. Let's see here. Oop. Jerry Markham sent me a text. Goes, "Hey, can I call the show tonight?" I said, "You can call the show anytime you want. You have an open invitation. You are on the friends list, and that is how we work here." So yeah, he'll be calling in at 7:25. So Dave, if you wanted to get your call in, get your call in. If you got any good updates, I know you got some great videos. I was looking at them, and yeah, woo! It is a wonderful neighborhood you have, and right after Halloween, all the paraphernalia they left around that area. They need to shut that bar down. I mean, that is definitely 100% a nuisance bar. I mean, I mean, it's so small. I can't even believe it's still there. But hey, it is what it is. Those local neighborhood. Hi, Dave. Welcome aboard, sir.
On board, on board.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that you got a couple people that you're living inside their head rent free.
Well, yeah. I mean, our good. Well, they these cowards hide behind this fake Facebook page. It's a parody. Working man Bretton Davis.
Hey, working man Bretton Davis.
Yeah, and it's spelled differently, and they like to hide because they're cowards. We come on the show, I look you square in the eye, and I tell you how I feel. And you know what? But these guys don't have the guts to do it out in public. So the picture, there was a picture of my truck. Brenda, did I send that to you? Did I send a picture of the
You did not.
I did not. I'll send that to you.
Okay.
And it's a picture of my truck with the trailer on it. And Shank doing what he does best. And my end of the caption was living inside your head.
Yeah, I was just perusing Facebook and I came across that and I said, I wonder who these people are. This, working man Brenton Davis Facebook page.
Yeah.
I think I know who it is.
Well, it's Jay. It's Jay. What is it? Jay?
And they're two politicians, right?
Duly elected, and all the
Duly elected politicians.
Yeah, smut, sex crap they throw on there, and because they can't do it in the open, and they hide. They hide behind a fake parody, because that's how they say they get away with it. It's nothing but hate and weird sex stuff. I mean, these are people that you're elected duly official on council and your school board people. Gross.
Yeah, they must have something against Brenton, huh?
He's a Republican.
Because he's a Republican, right?
Yeah, he's a Republican. And pretty much, they tell them where they put it. So what else is going on in your neck of the woods? I sent that picture to Brenda. She'll upload it here in a second.
Yeah, well, that's, it wasn't too bad this weekend. One, I got to make a couple of videos, but one I'm going to make is another where did this come from video.
Oh, Jesus.
People throwing stuff, walking down the street and just discarding their rubbish.
Yeah. Well, that is that neck of the woods, sir. Then you have your nuisance bar right there.
Yeah, and then you have, well, I'm going to send Daria a video once I get it done regarding the Rite Aid building across the street from the nuisance bar.
Right.
And I guess area insurance, they're well aware that is a nuisance bar. So, and a lot of the patrons, the neighborhood disturbing patrons would park their vehicles in that private property lot of the former Rite Aid pharmacy.
Right.
And so they ended up putting big cement barriers at the entrances of that parking lot. Except on 6th Street, I guess it's still open. Security makes rounds every now and then, so they have to have that at least one entranceway open. But anyways, I see Doria received a lot of money from Erie Insurance.
I saw that. I saw that on the Erie Times News. I'm not shocked. They want to make sure that they have a seat at the big dog table.
Right. So I'm gonna send a couple videos of when they were placing those big cement barriers in the entranceways.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna say, well, apparently Erie Insurance is aware of this particular bar being a nuisance bar. Hopefully, when you get elected, it's if she's elected. Yeah, I'm looking at the odds. The odds are in the city here. What do you expect?
Right.
But hopefully, if she gets elected, the city will do their part to help out Erie Insurance also regarding that.
Well, yeah. I mean that they're investing a lot of money in that area. I mean, they bought the Armory, they bought all those other houses.
You got the Armory.
Yeah, they've done a nice job on that. They've done a beautiful job.
And they got 2 houses that are north of the Armory on the same side of the street.
Yep.
They own those houses. Yep. They put a ton of money into those houses.
Yep.
And then there's a vacant lot across from the former Shell station. Now it's called Holiday Mart or something like that.
Right.
They own that big empty lot. And then going west from the on 7th Street from the Rite Aid, they bought a couple houses there, tore them down. That's a nice big vacant lot. They planted grass and everything. So, they own a lot of property right in the Parade Street area here, 6th, 7th, but they're all west of the nuisance bar.
Right. Well, that's I imagine if you put a for sale sign on your house, they'd buy it.
It's pretty close, it's the bar is pretty close to a lot of their properties.
Wink, wink. Boy, that would be a bummer if they bought it and tore it down. Wouldn't that just stink?
So we'll see if Daria, if she gets in, seeing how she got all that money, she might try to help out Erie Insurance a little bit by trying to take care of this, and also taking care of their property. But I took a walk through that property the other day after Halloween. A lot of liquor bottles laying around in that parking lot.
Unbelievable. Well, that's
why of them were broken, though. You know how that goes.
Right. They'll keep the vehicles out, but they can just still walk through the grass. And I wouldn't put it past them to drive through the grass because they don't care.
But other than that, it was fairly quiet.
Yeah. Oh, I know. There's been
not like on October 18th and October 19th. That's when it really was out of control.
Ah. Yeah, that was some good videos, by the way. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
Boys in blues, blue and gray. The gray
I see that the Renaissance District, which is all of Parade Street, I guess. They went to City Council. They want $1 million. I think I mentioned that to you the other day. They want a loan of $1 million.
Yeah, I saw that.
To put in some doctor's offices in the 900 block of Parade Street.
Yeah, I'll loan my backside, just like the other buddy that gets his loans and doesn't have to pay them back.
Now, my question is why are they going to the city for this loan? Why don't they just go right up to Erie Bank on 10th and Parade, it's a newly brand new building. That was a Renaissance project in itself to build that bank. And why don't they ask for the loan from Erie Bank?
I don't know. I can give you my opinion because it's going to
be.
Go
right ahead.
It's going to be.
I'm all ears.
It's going to be one of these deals where it's a loan wink, wink, and then it's forgiven. And Erie Bank doesn't play that game.
You know, you get no argument from me on that one.
Erie Bank is a business. It's not the city of Erie where it's government. Here, take this money, and build whatever you want to build, and don't worry about paying us back. It's only tax dollars. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's like I said, you're not getting no argument out of me on that one.
Yeah,
I'm just being a little facetious, you know.
Oh, I know. I get it. They're already probably bleeding money left and right out of that building, and how much it costs them to build, and all the shenanigans and the people, and for what, 5 people using the ATM during the day?
I would. That's what I would think, because like I said, I've never seen too many people. I have seen people going in now. I can't say I haven't, but it took a while. It took a couple of months before I seen somebody go actually walking in there.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to get you a better security camera that you can zoom in. You can zoom in and really watch what's going on.
But yeah, that's and on the in the newspaper they do advertise that bank, but it's not for banking purposes. It's all for we're gonna have a seminar on how to get a loan for a house. We're gonna have a seminar on how to save money in a bank account. We're gonna have a seminar on how to take care of your finances and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, well, where's the advertisements for their CDs or maybe whatever as far as saving money, collecting interest? There's none of that. It's all about seminars about. I'm sure Jasmine probably attended one of them. She got that loan for her house.
Well, she's required to. That was part of the deal of getting that $10,000. She had to attend classes on how to handle a house budget. But she's been in charge of a city budget, but she has to take classes to run her house.
You don't need no seminar on how to do the city budget. All you got to do is be a Democrat.
Well,
you know that.
Well, and they pay people to do that. They have accountants, they have CPAs, they have people that are professionals that do that. Do I know how to do a budget? Absolutely not. But I tell you what, when I know who to call when I need a question. Hey, Paul, which used to work for the city, now he works for the county. Paul, this is my question. Okay, good. Let me know what you need. We don't do budgets. It's like I'm trying to be nice. It's Sunday, but yeah, they a lot of times they don't even touch the budget. They look at it and they send it off for their people.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna get off. We're getting a little close here. 1:15. Maybe Kim wants to get on real quick, or maybe you should get on after.
Yeah, because like I said, that's why I asked Jeremy. He wants to come on at 6:25. That way, you get you guys in and do your thing.
7:25, right?
Yes,
you
sir.
Say 6:25.
7:25.
Right, 7:25. Okay.
Yeah, I got my.
Well, my ears are getting a little worse. The older you get, you can't even hear right anymore. But
well, I understand it. All right, sir, man. Thanks for your update.
All right, have a good one.
See ya.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you get that picture, Brenda? Yeah, there it is. This is the Chuck Nelson and Jay Brennerman Facebook page. They're so full of hate and have nothing better to do than have a parody of Bretton Davis, to have a fake account. And they put all kinds of just weird crap up there, because then that way they can get away with it. And it's hang on one second. Then it'll say Brian Shank doing what he does best. Nothing. Well, when I reposted, I said Brian Shank doing what he does best, living inside your head for free. So yeah, let me see here. What the? I think I accidentally hung up on her. Oops. But yeah, this is your duly elected people. What they have nothing better to do. They say how busy they are and how bad the city is, but they do with that hubbub, bubbity bub.
Hello, Brian. Hello,
There you
everybody.
are. Yeah, you're live. What's up?
Oh my God. I just love that, working man thing with your picture on there. That's just classic.
It's Jay Brenneman and Chuck Nelson. I mean, really, these guys
Well,
have nothing
I
better to
wonder how
do.
many of those sites they have, Brian, because they also are doing the bobmersky.org.
Well, yeah, I saw that, and that's just absolutely disgusting. And I won't even acknowledge that what they do on that page because it's just disgusting, you
They're
know.
sick.
And they walk around they're holier than thou, and I'm a preacher. Really, really, man. Yeah, I don't know what kind of church crap you're teaching, but yeah, I've seen his post from Chuck Nelson and Brenneman's pages, and it's disgusting. It
Yeah,
really
they're
is.
sick.
They are.
So
They
so we got some numbers, okay?
Go ahead.
And the county, last election, they showed up, but the city only showed up at 15.9%.
Well, because they're lazy. Because
You're
they don't
right.
have to. Because they know that nobody runs. Nobody runs against them. So why bother? You pick
Right.
your race is won in the primary. So why bother?
Right. As a matter of fact, nobody from city council, not one city council candidate even showed up at Gals and Dolls last night, which if nobody knows, Brian and I went to that in the spring, and that's where all the candidates show up at Holy Trinity Church.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. So, Brian and I, of course, already had prior commitments tonight, so I was not able to go. So, but I thought that was interesting. That's how much these Democrats feel they have this race won. And let me tell you guys something. You cannot physically afford not to go vote. And I'm talking physically afford. With them raising taxes in the county, $8 million, with a $56 million, what's the word I'm looking for?
Surplus.
Surplus. Thank you. With that much of the surplus, what do you think some of them people are going to do with the city taxes with a $9 million deficit? And Jasmine Flores posting that she will not work with anybody at the state level or at the federal level.
Okay, you wonder why Erie is dying a slow, painful, hard death.
Right.
Because if it wasn't for Dan Laughlin, Republican, doing that. I mean, every once in a while, the Democrats will actually pull their head out of their backside and do something. If a Bizarro will only do something if it's with old people and puppy dogs because that's where they
Right.
know the votes are at. At least,
Right. And
at
who?
least Bob will do some, good meat and potato projects. I'll give him that. And he keeps our fire departments in money. He helps with the police departments. He does that. But again, I won't forgive him for COVID. I won't. So
No.
he does his
And who
job.
did they? Right. And who did they give credit to for the Criz program? Governor Shapiro. They didn't even invite Dan down there for that.
Right. Dan wasn't even invited. It was just like they talk about
Disgusting.
it's bipartisan and we need to work together. And the minute you don't, and you do, and you don't even get an invite to the little ceremony. I was reading an article today about how Fetterman is actually pissed off about all this shutdown, and people like, yeah, that's right, we're gonna primary him. Boy, you're gonna be a one-term. Wow, you guys can't even. They don't even want to try to work anymore. They just want it their way, the highway. We lost. We're getting our asses kicked. And if you disagree, we're just going to pummel you. Whatever, man.
Right.
Whatever.
Just like the small business. Okay. Small business gives permission for a 4x8 sign. And then you have elected officials telling people to ban that business.
Yep.
As a public official, you should be encouraging small businesses, not trying to put them out of business because they're not putting up your sign.
Well, because we touched here. I still have the artwork on that. There it is. Andre Horton just lost my business, and and of course this Zachariah Sharif, Mr.
School board,
Mr. School Board guy. I'm a neutral guy, and calls out every Democrat, Copeland, Rush, Jimmy Wirtz, Christine Vogel,
every one of them.
Yeah, everybody, every Democrat, to go ahead and pummel this guy that has took nothing and created something in this crappy little town and actually pays taxes and builds buildings. So you get your panties in a knot, and Andre Horton just lost my business. Don't worry, only 5 people tagged in. It's not going to hurt.
Right. Right. And how they refer to it as their city.
I know.
Their city, but they want to collect our taxes
Yeah, they don't mind
to
taking
pay
our
for
money.
their nonprofits in their city.
Oh, I know.
So
And I get it. So that's why, you're right on the money about, get out and vote, people. It's that simple. Vote no on these
right,
judges. And it's funny to see the signs. It's funny to see the social media from the Democrats actually going, oh my goodness, these Republicans actually might get this thing done. We better do something, and we better do it now. So it's
and they've
funny.
spent $1 million trying to play catch up with us, and they still have not done it.
Yeah. And Bill just said, don't trust Fetterman. I don't trust Fetterman as far as I can throw him. I've watched his voting. He voted it's right in step with the boys in the girls' locker room. I don't trust him. He's saying the right words, but show me. Show me the proof is in the pudding.
Right. He's just playing it right down the middle.
Yep.
I mean, he's doing the good political move, but I
Yep.
still don't trust him.
No, God, no.
I
wouldn't vote for him if the election was next week. I still wouldn't vote for him.
Right. But and that's why I'm telling you guys, they will raise your city taxes and the city will be dead if you don't get out and vote. Please, please, I'm begging you guys, contact, if it's a phone call or anything, contact everybody you know, and please ask them to vote, especially in the city, because we can win this. We have the votes. We just have to get the voters to the polls. And even if they requested a mail-in ballot and they've lost it, they can still go and vote. And don't let anybody else tell you that they can't. So for everyone that's working the polls on Tuesday, I thank you. For everyone that's volunteered to be a poll watcher or a greeter, I thank you humbly from the bottom of my heart. And let's get out there and win this. We took back the White House. We took every seat on the state. We can take the city and the county. So please get out there and vote. And with that, thank you, Brian and
All right.
Brenda. I love you both.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you. There you go. Kim Hunter for city council. You just got to get out and vote, man. It's that simple. I can't. We've said it once. We said it once. We said it 1,000 times. And like I said, I got Jeremy said he's going to be calling in. I got 7:25. So, if he's listening to the show, there's a delay. So, I mean, and I totally get that. But he will be, he should be calling. He's like, can I call in? I said, dude, you can call in anytime you want, man. The sheriff can do whatever he wants. No, I'm kidding. Hunter 25 on Tuesday. I know. I mean, it's that simple. Just get out and vote. I don't know what to tell you guys. And by the grace of whoever you believe in, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's supposed to rain on Wednesday, but it's not going to rain on Tuesday. So, thanks, Charlie Kirk. Appreciate that, man. Well, good afternoon. Well, good evening, sir. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Are you tired yet? Be honest.
Yes, I am.
Look at that, an honest sheriff.
I am physically and mentally just whooped. But the good thing is there's 2 more days.
Yep.
Tomorrow and then Tuesday, of course. I'll be out at different polling stations from the beginning till the end, and just kind of passing the word. Hey, this is what's going on, and we need to remove that current sheriff, and get some new people in there, and do what's right. Not what's easy, and not what's just political, and not what just benefits me, but what's good for the community at heart. And we just need to get it done.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see the actual show, but I actually have the picture that I sent you of the Shank stand that Stan and I made. And then there it is, Davis, yours, and Maria Batista. The 3 big dogs on the ballot. It's not that the other folks aren't important; they are. However, the sign was designed with 2. I'm like, oh man, I can put an addition on there, and I just drill some holes in it and put Maria on top. So we're ready. We're ready to go.
And I don't want to sound like everyone's telling we got to go out and vote, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I read something the other day and it just made perfect sense. When Republicans don't go out and vote, you're electing Democrats.
Yep.
And I want to take it just one step further, because I do have a lot of Democrat support from different folks that I've known for a really long time, and they're all great people. But they have to get out and vote also. They got to vote for who they believe is the right person for the job. And I mean, you got to pick your person and get out there and do it. We know what works in our county and what isn't. We just need to get out that day and do it and start to fix this county.
Oh, absolutely. And that's and you're absolutely right. I've seen that post a couple times where when Republicans don't get out and vote, Democrats win.
Yeah.
And when we do get out and vote, we win. I mean, we took a clean sweep on the state row houses. Stacey Garrity, Mr. Sunday. We won some big dog seats that haven't had a Republican in a long time. So that tells me we're ready. We're ready for a change, and we've given them the opportunity. With we've got boots on the ground here in Erie with Scott Pressler and the Charlie Kirk people. I've never seen that in Erie County. I wish I would have had these people working here when I ran 2 years ago, for reelection, and I think it would have been a different outcome. But you are blessed, sir. You really are blessed to have that many people pushing behind you.
It's very humbling.
Yes.
And I had someone ask me the other day. They said, "Well, what do you think? Do you have plans if you get elected and you do your 4-year term? Do you have plans to go again?" And I thought to myself, I said, my goal is to get elected, number one. Number two, not to just follow up with everything that I said I'm going to do, but go above and beyond it. That if I do decide to run again, nobody's going to want to run up against me because they'll know, nope, this guy's doing everything he said. He's out there. He's bringing the sheriff's office up to where it should be as far as standards, and there's no sense in even running against him.
Right. Well,
that's my goal.
Yeah. Look at Sheriff Mirsky. I mean, he ran and oh my God, you're just you might as well just take your money out in the backyard and burn it. He was a good sheriff. He was a decent guy. I mean, he is a decent guy. I shouldn't say past tense, but he's, I've talked to him a bunch of times. Sheriff Loomis, I never had a problem with him. I had to work with him on council. His budgets were always good. And then, I ran against Campanelli and his budgets were always right on the money. He did ask for some big ticket asks, and we were like, sorry, it's not there, buddy. Unless you can come up with the money somehow internally, sorry, we would love to do that, but we had a $7 million deficit that year, and we couldn't do it. So
that's how it goes sometimes. You got to think outside the box and work different strategies. But Sheriff Mirsky hired me in 2009. And that's what I'm modeling him and Sheriff Loomis, or what I'm modeling, what I want to do, a working sheriff. So you'll see me in uniform every day. You'll see me with my gun every day in my holster. Like not what's going on now, but.
I mean, are you actually are you allowed to carry it, and you are going to carry your weapon with you? That's probably a good idea as a sheriff.
Yeah.
Saying,
well,
crazy talk.
There was a couple years where the current didn't, because he didn't pass the, it's not that he didn't pass, it's he just didn't want to take the test. You have to qualify every year.
Oh no!
With your firearm.
Pay me money to go shoot other people's ammunition. Yeah, that's a real toughie.
That's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, and he loves, I'm a Marine. But I've never met a Marine that doesn't like to go out and shoot someone else's weapon and their ammo. That never just blew my mind when I did that. And all I know is when you get elected, one small promise. I want you to do one thing for me. Is
sure.
Please make sure the fire extinguishers and first aid kits installed that I had donated. I heard that they're not even in the cars.
When I was in the vehicles, they weren't not in there. No.
Yeah. We had a local guy right here in Erie. He gave us a good deal on all the fire extinguishers. I had a local Mac tool dealer donate all the good first aid kits, and just to be mean and just spiteful, he never had them installed. I had a female deputy come up to me. She's like, "Brian, thank you. I appreciate that." She goes, "I came up on a vehicle fire. there's nothing I could do. Erie PD was screaming at me to grab a fire extinguisher, and she's like, "We don't have any." So that's when I said, "I'm going to get you guys fire extinguishers," and I went and picked them up. I delivered them. I hear they're still sitting in the closet somewhere. So please install those. I I told Campanelli, I said, "I'll install them for you for free." Even Brandon said, he goes, "I'll bring my tools and we'll install them." Nope, can't do it. Just being a butthead.
Well, that's a shame
Yes.
because you have all that, you have that equipment, and then someone says no, just to be spiteful.
Yep.
And what if, God forbid, something happened and they needed it to save someone's life and didn't have it?
Matter of fact, when I ordered all of those, they gave me a really good deal. I ordered an extra one, and of course, I paid for it. And I have one in my both my vehicles actually, because I belong to fire department. And sometimes when we roll up, we're the first ones, and it would be horrible to watch somebody burn to death because somebody was too cheap to put a $50 fire extinguisher in a vehicle. It's disgusting, actually.
Yeah. Yep. It really is.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you letting me call in here. I just want to call and remind
You're
people,
fine,
look,
sir.
you got to get out and you got to tell people, and you got to go out and you got to make that vote. When you don't vote, you're just electing the person you don't want in there. And
Yeah.
we got to get this county turned around and being back in the positive position.
Yeah, and then when you get sheriff, I'm going to sign up for a ride along, and you can show me what the actual sheriff does.
That'd be fantastic.
All right,
we can do
man.
that.
Again, we got to get this done. I feel really positive about your race. I really do. People come up to me. They're like, "Hey, Brian, you ran for sheriff. How's this guy?" I said, "He's actually a decent guy." I said, "There's a great video with it. He promised to arrest people in Northeast because they weren't standing up cheering loud enough." That's a great video.
That was so fun. Those kids, they thought I was really upset with them for something. You could see the look on their face, like, "Oh my gosh, what's he yelling at us for?" And then I held that sign up, and they just went nuts.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Big guy, you got your vest on, you got your weapon. All right, you guys, bark, 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 bark. You better cheer louder. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was good.
Uh,
I wanted to share that story to people, let them know that, yes, as a law enforcement professional, you're not RoboCop. You're a person that had probably one of the most important jobs in Erie County, is working with the youth, because you guys are the first real exposure to law enforcement that these kids have. With all the negative stuff about cops, we need positive role models. So I do salute you, sir.
Thank you so much for saying that. It's really one of the best things in law enforcement that you get to do, is interact with the people, and especially children, and just let them know that you care about them and you're there for them regardless. And it's very rewarding.
And I tell you, I remember when I was at Harbor Creek, man, we didn't have resource officers. We did dumb stuff. We got away with it. And it's a different time. You can't do that. We used to be able to carry our rifles into school with us, for God's sake.
Right.
Can't do that anymore.
No, I graduated from Seneca. We had the game lands right across the street. We would bring our shotguns to school, and as soon as you get out, you'd head over there, and whatever the season was, pheasant or rabbit, whatever, and you're getting at it.
We had this guy, he was a good Italian guy, and he was in charge of the rifle club, and we shot 22s in the basement of the high school. You imagine trying to get that past the school board? They would all have a heart attack.
Oh yeah, every one of them right there. They would, that wouldn't work out.
No, I got you. All right, my friend. Thanks for calling. We appreciate it. Again, everybody get out. We got to change direction. You've got the power. The power is in the pen. There's an old saying, sometimes the pen is mightier than the sword. And this is the truth come Tuesday.
Amen.
All right, brother. You be safe out there.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, there you go. Great 3 calls. Like I said, Jeremy texts me, goes, "Can I call?" Dude, just call. You don't have to ask permission. I have caller ID. You pop up. But all right. Well, let's dive into some fun videos, Brenda. We had some good times. It was Halloween. We've got a great vice president. We really do. And it's so funny that a Marine and somebody that has done what he has done can actually laugh at himself. And that is absolutely awesome. There's a meme running around on social media of JD Vance. Of course, he's porky. You know, that's funny. You know, they're making fun of the guy because he used to be a little chubby as a kid. But wait a minute. We're not supposed to fat shame people. We're not supposed to judge people about their sexuality or their looks or their nose rings or their purple hair. We're not supposed to do that. But it's okay for them to do that, to make fun of him because he was a little chubby and he had a beard and he's got this, moppy hair. So what does the vice president of the United States, probably the most second powerful man in the world and soon to be the president, pokes fun at himself for Halloween? Brenda?
Happy Halloween, kids, and remember, say thank you.
I don't know if you heard what he said. There's a ring camera right there. This was actually right in Lawrence Park. Lawrence Park. It was I belong to the Lawrence Park neighborhood group. Just because pay attention to your neighborhood. And these kids came up there and stole all the candy. So there you got one extreme to the other. So I mean, and I get that, but JD Vance, you gotta laugh at him because he was able to laugh. And see what else. Oh, what we got. Yeah, this one makes me want to just like throw up. And it's so funny. These teachers get caught with their hands in a cookie jar, and they're literally backpedal, 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 backpedal to try to do damage control. No, you did it. And and then they finally kind of like soften up. And yeah, so this is another one of those disgusting people, group of people that I hope they all get fired.
That's what it is. They thought that they were cute. They were going to get away with it because it was Halloween and no one's going to hold them accountable. Wrong. Everybody saw through it. This is the math department at Vale School District. 8 adults who teaches math to teach our children how to critically think and solve problems can't put their heads together and say this was not a good idea. I call a load of bullshit. So now they're issuing an apology, and this is what their apology said. I highlighted the good part, so we'll read it together. It states, "We apologize that the wearing of these shirts caused concern and were upsetting to some. That was absolutely not the intent of those who wore them. We are sorry, and the shirt will not be worn again. This is a hard lesson for all of us that more thought and care need to be taken in these times. Please know that lesson has been learned. We are saddened that this situation has called into question the character of people who truly love children and would put their life on the line to help them. We ask for your grace and forgiveness. We also want to express concern that some individuals are being targeted online as a result of the misunderstanding. Personal attacks or threats against staff are unacceptable and do not reflect the values of our community." I'm sorry, no grace should be given. This is just not okay.
I'm not about doxing. I'm not about contacting them, but you do what you got to do. And it's so funny. They don't want any online bullying and they don't want any contact. They don't want any emails. But by God, an ICE agent has to cover their faces up so that the domestic terrorist Antifa organization doesn't take their pictures and track them down and threaten their children. So, but that's okay. It's okay when they do it, but then they just spin it around and say, "Oh, you guys can't do that. You guys can't do." Really? Well, it's funny, and I've been saying this a lot. I kind of caught myself saying this a lot lately. It's funny, just like the stuff that's going on in the city of Erie, about they are not used to being pushed back against. They're just, "Oh, it's a city. No one's going to bother." Well, Donna Reese and everybody, Caleb and Joe and the whole gang have just really stood up and pushed back, and they don't like it. And that's like with, Chucky Nelson and his, almost said it, Almost said it. Uh, uh, Facebook, fake Facebook page with all his hate and lies. That's okay. But by God, you know, trust me, when I say something about him on this show, on some stupid thing he says, yeah, oh yeah, it's all over the internet within like 10 minutes. So, you know, the creepers will creep. And I love it. Just like I said about that picture. A Shank doing what he does best, parking in your head for free. Hey, Mark, I didn't see you come in there. Mark, are sickening and involve our children is the sickest. Oh, you're absolutely right. What is it? Attorney General's office, the attorney, there's a race out in Virginia. The lead Democrat was leading until he made a comment on a text message about it's okay to unlive people and unlive their children. Guess what? He's losing now. The governor is supporting him. You know, vote blue no matter who. Um, you know, this crazy whack job Democrat scary lady running for governor is endorsing him after he threatened to it was okay to unlive people and it would be better if they did put bullets in people's heads. And that's the attorney general. I mean, these are sick people. And it's unlike Jasmine Flores says, we like to skew our facts. Google it, look it up. It's all there. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right, Nate. Your Barack Obama was seen campaigning with Jay Jones in Virginia, their AG race. Yeah, I get that. So you know they're in trouble when they take Barack Hussein Obama out of retirement to come in and do some hitting. So let's see. This one's a good one. Brendan got this one.
A Chicago activist group just wrapped up its 10-day subversion summer camp for anti-Trumpers. This group, whose parent company reportedly took in more than $320,000 in government grants, that's your money, from 2020 to 2023, featured a different activity each day, such as learning tactics for disarming police and a Chicago radicalism bus tour. They also invited Marxist speakers, such as this guy, who spends his time giving speeches to communists.
We will also develop our ability to think freely, critically, and creatively. This is what is required to conquer the contradictions and problems of our time head-on. This is what is required for us to fulfill our historic duty as the American Communist Party.
Campers also participated in a Theater of Oppressed workshop. Ay, ay, ay. And they watched a scene from the queer rewrite of Peter Pan and participated in spell casting and queer magic. And no subversion camp would be complete without attacking law enforcement. Campers made signs with phrases like, abolish ICE, no human is illegal, and take down tyrants. We reached out to Co-Prosperity for a comment, but we haven't yet heard back. It was 2 weeks.
It's very long. What, like 2 days, 2 minutes is too long. Okay, I will. They are scary and they are depressing. One of them, why we need American Marxism. If you look at some of these flyers, it looks like Nazi propaganda, but it's the face of our president. It looks absolutely terrible. The fact that this is taxpayer money going towards something like this, there it is. Yeah, I mean, it's just terrible. It's that's something.
Yeah, National Endowment of the Arts, a federal agency, they gave some $20,000 to the PMI. Why we have taxpayer dollars involved in this just drives me nuts, Lisa.
Well, I almost wonder if this warrants a federal investigation, or if they potentially will face a federal investigation, if it runs afoul of some of the federal policy, particularly some of the executive orders we've seen from the president. And then how would queer magic stop President Trump? Like, these people are insane. They should probably be in an insane asylum.
I mean, if they want to have their little freak show, they can do it, right? It's a free country. We just shouldn't be paying for it. Yeah. So if they want to have whatever this is, that oppression workshop, I mean, it's ridiculous people. Free country, they can spend the time how they want to spend the time, and just don't stick anyone else with the bill. Although, again, that's what communists do.
Well, and then the Democrats wonder why they lose elections.
Yeah, That's what communists do. Yeah. And give a class on how to take a police officer's weapon away from him or her. That will get you unalived about that fast, and it will stand up in court. Now, what do we got next? Is the Garrity, this commercial. This is really good. This is good stuff here, guys. Pay attention, because Shapiro, he's playing us. He is playing us like a Stradivarius.
Plan to keep Trump from becoming president was based on finding tainted prosecutors to take Trump to court. It included New York DA Alvin Bragg, Biden administration appointee Jack Smith, disgraced Georgia prosecutor Fani Willis, Letitia James, now under indictment, and Pennsylvania's Josh Shapiro. Shapiro bragged that he took Trump to court over and over again with ridiculous lawsuits. Shapiro said Trump should be convicted and barred from holding office. But Shapiro didn't stop there. He's now sued the Trump administration 23 times, all using your tax dollars for his political agenda. Now a new twist. Recently discovered documents expose Shapiro's being personally funded by Trump top hater, ultra-liberal George Soros. Josh Shapiro, radically liberal, ethically challenged. Stay tuned. You know the story.
Which, if George Soros is actually funding this guy, the irony of the story is absolutely a bad movie plot. Soros, the rumor mill is he was in the German army during World War II, worked at a concentration camp. And what did they have in the concentration camp? Jewish folks. And that's right. What is Josh Shapiro again? He's Jewish. Does anybody see like the craziness of that whole scenario? I can't make this stuff up. I mean, it is out there. It is fact. I'm not skewing nothing. It is just the gospel. And it was funny how they were trying to spin the lawsuit thing around on Davis. Like, oh, look at these lawsuits that county council has to put against Davis to do his job. I talked to Brenton the other day about that. I said, didn't county council sue? Or wasn't Kathy Dalkemper involved? He goes, we stopped counting at 6. So Kathy was involved in 6 lawsuits during her one term as county executive. So it's funny how they do it. It's okay. But the minute we do it, oh my God. It's amazing that the Pennsylvania Jewish vote shifted from Biden plus 43 to Harris plus 7. Yeah, that I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe if these generations are so far removed from World War II and the atrocities that happened. There's a group of people that say the Holocaust never happened. It never happened. Never happened. And that's why the left loves to erase history, because if you don't learn from history, you're bound to repeat it. So isn't that funny? After what, 1, 2, 3 generations, we're starting to kind of forget this stuff. And just like 9/11, we're at a point now where we have a generation that doesn't even remember 9/11, and now we are going to they're going to probably elect a crazed Muslim whack job in New York City. So, yep. Boom. They're tearing down Antifa camps. Yay.
Well, from 10 Fox and 7 years, I generally don't think. We can throw shit in my car. We can throw shit in my car.
Let us put stuff in our cars.
Pull it up right here. I'll let you pull it up.
Stuff on excavators. We're trying to clean up our camp quick before they throw anything else away. Needed.
They stole our table. The police and the city. They just stole all the donations from the community, ripped all our stuff down. We had a stay from a lawyer requesting litigation.
Bro, you guys are so scared. Why are you so scared?
Oh, they're gonna use the.
What are you scared of?
They're gonna use the.
Full assembly in violation of Illinois State Statute 720 ILCS 545-1. You are required to leave the roadway immediately. 15 minutes, you are subject to arrest.
Suck my dick.
You may be subject to chemical agents, paint compliance techniques, and other reasonable force to effect interrupt. Assembly in violation of Illinois State Statute 720 ILCS 5-25-1.
Yeah, it's funny. I loved it. They had AC/DC playing in the background. Great background music. And they're complaining, they took our table. They're destroying our stuff. Yeah, they sure shit didn't mind burning our cities down and, shooting our police officers and basically burning and destroying everything in their path. But by God, you take a Walmart tent down and a $30 table. You swear you took their Halloween candy. That's okay. George Soros, just buy you some more stuff. But yeah, let's go with the Fetterman town hall meeting. This is a doozy.
Two-part question. Number one, when the hell is the shutdown going to end? And number two, who's most culpable for the shutdown taking place to begin with?
What, the shutdown? I think right now I'm only one of two Democrats that are voting to keep the government open. And I have chose to do that because I think it's like a core responsibility as a senator to keep our government open. The Democratic Party, my party, the Republican Party, they have different priorities. And that's how democracy, you sort those things out. But you don't hold shutting the government down as a hostage. Yeah, well, it's like that's why shutting the government is really what the Democratic Party wants to do. And I follow country, then party. And it's the wrong thing for the country in a period of chaos. I refuse to vote to shut our government down. I absolutely would love to have... I would love to have a conversation about extending the tax credits for health care. Absolutely. But I would remind everybody, too, this was designed by the Democratic Party to expire at the end of the year. This is not something taken by the Republicans. They were designed to expire. Now let's have a conversation to extend it and not shut our government down, and let's continue to have.
Who has already agreed to that?
Well, I mean, that,
you know that.
Well, for me, I do believe Leader Thune is an honorable man,
yeah.
And I do believe he's not going to lie. I mean, you can't guarantee any outcome, but what I'm saying that's talking about what's wrong for the country. I can't vote for a thing. I can't vote to shutting our government down. I'm the only Democrat in my family. I grew up in a conservative part of Pennsylvania. And I grew up, and I know and I love people that voted for President Trump. But they are not fascists. They're not Nazis. They're not trying to destroy the Constitution, those things. And that's part of another thing. I refuse to call people Nazis or fascists, or I would never compare anybody to Hitler and those things. And now that kinds of extreme rhetoric is going to continue. We're going to be more likely in resulting in extreme kind of outcomes and political violence and doing all these kinds of things like Charlie Kirk. For me, all I could say is like, let people grieve. Give people the space. I'm not going to use that terrible thing and that Pasek assassination to make my argument and try to put out my views. It's like, my God, he's a father that had his neck blown out by a bullet. And now people have forgotten. President Trump in my state, was shot in the head. And if that could you imagine where our nation would be if he was hit in the same way with Kirk? We really got to turn the temperature down. And we can agree to disagree on these kinds of things. But right now, shutting down the government. I just can't take it that.
So, what do the Democrats, your contemporaries, say to you when you say that to them?
What do I say to them is like,
no, what do they say to you when you say
what do they say to me?
Yes.
Yeah, well, parts of my base are angry with me.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're really pissed off at him. Trust me. They've called about censoring him. They've talked about primarying him. They've called him one-term Fetterman. My God, the guy actually has his head screwed on somewhat straight, actually talking reasonable. And what does the left want to do? Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Okay, well, primary him, and guess what? You might be surprised. Just might be surprised. Now, next one on deck is we're gonna have to do this weekly because I mean I absolutely make me giggle when we do these. Brenda's got a tagged Kennedy's funnies.
I don't know why we have to give money to countries that hate us. They should be able to hate us for free. So I say this gently. The Biden administration sucks. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. He never makes the same mistake twice. He makes it 5 or 6 times just to be sure. And they haven't asked me for advice, but if I did, I'd tell them, look, you just got to try harder not to suck. He's part of the loon wing of the Democratic Party. If a criminal shoots a cop, though, it's the gun's fault. I don't eat kale. You know why? Because kale tastes to me like I'd rather be fat. Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid. Latte drinking, avocado toast eating. Looks like we're giving Lindsay Lohan the keys to the minibar. Somebody at the White House has been smoking the devil's lettuce, okay? We cannot run the greatest economy by putting fairy dust and unicorn urine in our car.
I know some of those we played before. I mean, people put these together as a collage, and there's some repeats and some of them are new ones. I'm like, oh my God. He needs to write this stuff down. I hope someone's paying attention and he can write his memoirs. And please put that stuff in there. I mean, it just absolutely kills me. We're going to go ahead and we're winding this thing down. Like I said, Sunday night, we like to keep it light and easy, have a little bit of fun, talk about the politics because this is our last show before the election. Wednesday, we'll be here on our normal time at 8 o'clock. And hopefully we'll have some great news and bring back some winners. I feel confident about. There's some races I feel very confident about. Maybe we can get Harrison Dunn or Nate to come in and give us one of their numbers thing on how the numbers broke down in Erie County because they are the number guys. So this is Davis's ad. Shoot. Please.
Mud hides stuff like Vogel's arrests, unpaid taxes, and the fact that Vogel will be controlled by the political insiders. Here's the clear picture. Brenton Davis fought for new jobs, expanded emergency services, helped the homeless. And when Snowmageddon hit, Brenton Davis kept the streets clear and the county working, despite the insiders who want to stop him. Brenton Davis, getting the job done for Erie County.
And I had to laugh because the opening scene, when the shot goes to Brenton, I don't know if you caught it or not. Watch it again on the replay. Mayor Joe's back there. Yeah, Joe Schember, not the old Mayor Joe, but the current Mayor Joe. It was so funny. I was driving downtown. I had the trailer on. Mayor Joe was walking across the street, and of course, the light. My light was red. He was walking across the street. He made a right, so my light turned green. And when I drove by, he did one of these numbers. Of course, I had the big trailer on, and of course, he had to check out all the cool kids' names up on the trailer. And while he was going to go wherever soon-to-be former Mayor Joe, we're going to have 2 former Mayor Joes. That's fine. I think that is it. I really hope everyone gets out and votes. If they do, we will win. Well, you heard it from the future sheriff saying, if you don't go out and vote, Democrats win. It's that simple. This is one of Kim's favorite little lines that she always uses, which is absolute. It has to be on a T-shirt. The old blue is the new red. I mean, and that is the gospel. It truly is. Again, if you guys have any questions, my phone literally blows up every day. Brian, where do I vote for this? How do I vote for that? What's this judge thing? I'm confused. Okay. A nice lady is like, I need a sample ballot. Okay. That's a pretty broad brush. Where do you live? So I sent her the link to the county website. I said, just scroll through there until you find your district or your borough or township or city, wherever you live, and click on it, and it'll break it down. Now I can help you with like the county executive and the sheriff. Say vote no for the state judges, vote yes for the county judges. The two of them that are here in Erie County, want to keep those guys, great guys. I think they've done a great job. If you have any questions, reach out to myself, Caleb, Brenda, Kim. You have any questions on polling locations? All that information is on my Facebook. I don't mind helping, but I am overwhelmed with people. I need that. I need this. I'll get to it, but all you got to do is go to my Facebook page. It's all there. Scroll down a couple. You will see the official link to eriecounty.gov. It'll take you right to all the sample ballots in Erie County. If you don't want to do that, just go. Oh. Mr. Nate, how are we doing, sir?
We are doing fantastic.
What? So let's give a quick wrap up synopsis of your mathematical interpretation of this election cycle.
Well, the first numbers that we have are the mail-ins. Obviously that's not 100. There's no 100%, correlation between early mail-in vote numbers and election day numbers, but usually there is some semblance of an indication you can generally look at. Like in 2021, when it came to the mail-in requests, the Democrats outnumbered us in Erie County by 13,179, in which case in terms of the actual mail-in returns, they outnumbered us by around 11,000, by a little over 11,500 in terms of the returns. In 2023, it was around 10,700. And as of, they updated it earlier today, the mail-in returns that I see right now, they outnumber us by 8,901. So
wow.
That is a move from 10,700 to 8,900.
That's nothing to sneeze at. It's not top shelf, but I'll take it.
It is very notable. It
yes.
is something that should absolutely. It's something that should absolutely scare them. That's
they are.
Yeah. They're definitely acting like they're scared. Like in 2023, while Carolyn Carluccio did win Erie County in the state Supreme Court race, she lost Mill Creek Township. If she had these kinds of early mail-in return numbers, she probably would have won Mill Creek Township. It is these numbers are definitely, as you said, they're nothing to sneeze at. And keep in mind, we also tend to have a lot of Republicans who request mail-in ballots, and then they'll just turn it in on election day.
Right.
Like that is something. Yeah, that is something we have a disproportionate percentage of. Something I have actually noticed, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we actually have slightly higher independent turnout actually.
That's
when it comes to mail-in voters.
That's good.
Yeah,
too.
Yes. So the Democrat, in terms of just the requests, the Democrats have declined by quite a bit from 21 and 23. When it came to the requests for in 2021, the Democrats requested around 1,250 mail-in ballots for unaffiliated voters. Which, keep in mind, during municipal elections, independent and third, nonpartisan voters, like people who are not Republican or Democrat, their turnout tends to be a little lower. Like if you look at the statewide numbers in Pennsylvania, in 2023, 39.17% of Republicans came out to vote in Pennsylvania in 2023 for the state Supreme Court race. For the Democrats, it was 40.59%. And for all others, it was only 18.7%. So if you're not a registered partisan, yeah, it is a big drop.
Yeah, that's an ouchies.
Yeah, it's a big drop.
Yeah, that ouchie I can't even fix with a Band-Aid, man. That's like, whoo, That's catastrophic.
Yeah, that's it. If you compare it to the 2024 election, the presidential election turnout, I mean, yes, not people who are not registered Republican or Democrat, the turnout is less. Like if you look at 2024, Republican presidential turnout was just under 83.4% for Republicans. It's 75.75% for the Democrats in 2024, and then independent is 64.43. But being about 75% of partisan turnout is very different than being like 40% of partisan turnout. And what I will say though is that because most of the people who are requesting mail-in ballots and casting them early, like what our voters have started shifting towards doing, most of those people who are doing that now, they're not like people who were already voting on election day. We're not just moving voters from column A into column B. Most of them are people who were who otherwise were not likely to have guaranteed a vote in the municipal election.
Right, and that's a good thing. That's a good move.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's
Right.
terrific. It's terrific news for us. And I also know that yes, for Erie County, our numbers have improved statewide. For anyone who's wondering, in the last 3 days, the statewide mail-in returns has shifted 0.03% to the right. Not a huge shift, but that's just in the last 3 days. But still, the numbers we have it's still a significant percentage shift to the right from 2023. Like in 2023, we really are. The point is that we really are moving to the right when it comes to these mail-ins. And most of these mail-in shifts that are coming on our side overwhelmingly are coming from people who otherwise wouldn't have voted. I mean, I cast my vote at the courthouse on Tuesday. I voted. I voted on Tuesday, but it is. But most people who are voting early, it's not people like me. It's not people like you. It's people who are not as engaged, and they're wondering, am I really gonna make it to the polls?
Right. No,
Really,
I totally get that. Now let's do a shameless plug for yourself. Who are you, and what are you running for?
My name's Nathan Rimner. I'm the Republican nominee for Erie County Clerk of Records. It's the lowest profile of the 3 races. Most people don't know what it does. It's in charge. Yes, you're in charge of approximately 40 courthouse employees. It's altered by a few over the years. You manage the county prothonotary office is in charge of the civil court records, like local lawsuits and whatnot. The clerk of court's office is responsible for criminal court document paperwork. And when it comes to the recorder of deeds, you handle deed paperwork. Register of wills, you handle the probate process. You don't actually register your will at the Register of Wills office. It's just they handle the probate paperwork. And they also handle the Bureau of Marriage Records. It's an important office. It's an office that Democrats have held for all of Erie County history. Based on the shifting down ballot, we're very hopeful we're going to flip it. I'm very hopeful that Jeremy Markham is going to flip the sheriff office. I'm very hopeful he'll be the first Republican sheriff in many decades. I'm very hopeful that Braden will win his race as well.
Gotcha. Well, hey, can we do this? Can you come back on Wednesday? We'll talk about, if you win, which we're all hoping, we all voted for you, of course. And just kind of give us a overview of what the numbers you see. Now, here's my last question. What is your hypothesis? What is an educated guess on the voter turnout, the actual number, percentage-wise?
In terms of raw percentages,
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go with what Harrison predicted. Actually, I'll pull up what Harrison's prediction was. I have to give credit to him. I like to memorize mass amounts of data.
Sure.
We both have the same IQ, but we look at things a little differently. It's my mind requires I just consistently memorize more and more information.
Right.
He's a different type of analytical. So he is expecting Republican turnout overall to be at 42%. He's expecting Democrat turnout to be at 37.4%.
I like it. I like it. I mean, that's winning.
Yeah, it is. It's like in 2023, in terms of actual party registration countywide, in 2023, let me pull it up. I'm looking at the So there's a guy. I'll have to send you the Google sheet. It has all the it has the registration stats and the turnout numbers for the last few years worth of elections, county by county. In 2023, there were in Erie County, there were 32,861 Democrats that came out and voted. There was 24,932 Republicans that came out and voted. So that was obviously they had more. Harrison's prediction has Republicans, despite the fact that we don't make up the registration plurality yet. He predicts that we're going to make up the plurality this time.
Good.
Which would be this would be the first election. I mean, the shift has finally happened. Like
Right.
4 years ago,
I agree.
when Brennan won. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when Brennan won, there was about 18,500 more registered Democrats in Erie County. I will pull it up. Yeah, there was 18,532. I'm doing that math in my head right. More Democrats than Republicans in Erie County. In terms of just the active registration, though, it's under 4,200.
Again, the numbers don't lie.
I mean, it's not impossible for Democrats to win. I just wouldn't want to be a Democrat on Tuesday. That's all I got to say on that.
Man, that is a great way to bring this thing in, man. Thanks for your call. Call back on Wednesday. We'll talk again. We'll kind of do a wrap up of what. Can I call you a nerd? Is that okay?
That's a fair description.
Okay.
I didn't
want to offend you.
Yeah. All
I
right.
didn't want to offend you, man. Thanks, Nate. Good luck on Tuesday, brother. I already voted for you. I promise.
All right, it's great to hear.
All right, talk to
Enjoy
you.
the rest of your night. Remember, it's a great night to have a great night.
That's a great night to have a great night. I like that. It's a T-shirt. Bye.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring this thing in. That was some great last minute numbers. If you guys like the numbers, so Brenda, go ahead and play the outro, please.
Fight has never been clear. Take a good look in the mirror and tell me what you see. They throw their stones to silence people, build up their walls to celebrate evil. Destructions are what they seek, and they got their man Charlie. But like an avalanche rolling downhill, like a fighter imposing his will, an army is born. Like the force of a tsunami wave, rising up, going boldly in faith. We cried and we mourned, but now this is war. One bullet, one shot, but don't be mistaken. They took out a life, but united a nation, and we are not afraid. We rise up against those demonic forces who kill and destroy, but forgot who our Lord is. Standing strong and brave, the sleeping giant waves. Like an avalanche rolling downhill, like a fighter imposing his will, an army is born. Like the force of a tsunami wave, rising up, going boldly in faith. We cried and we mourned, but now this is war. They took out someone, a dead husband and son, because of his views and his faith. They thought they had won, no idea what they've done. Now they're lying in the bed that they've made. They took out someone, a dead husband or son, because of his views and his faith. They thought they had won, no idea what they've done. Now they're lying in the bed that they've made, and they created a martyr that day. Like an avalanche rolling downhill, a prize fighter imposing his will, an army is born. Like the force of a tsunami wave, rising up, going boldly in faith. We cried and we mourned, but now this is war. Like an avalanche rolling downhill, a prize fighter imposing his will. He lived without fear. force of a tsunami wave, rising up, going boldly in faith. It won't disappear. Now the whole world hears. So let me be clear, Charlie, we got it from here.
All right, everybody, thanks for coming out on this Sunday night. We had some great calls, great calls. If you didn't catch any of the math, just go back and watch it on replay. That's why we recorded on 8 channels. Special thank you to Brenda for everything she does to bring this show together. I thank you, and I thank you, and I thank you guys over here on your right and the left for coming out tonight, because it's the only way we're going to be able to get this information out. You can't trust the big media and some of the other local podcasts are nothing but left-leaning people. And of course, we got to get out and vote on Tuesday. It's that simple. After this show, you won't hear me say it again until next election cycle. Again, everybody, nice hand salute. Shank